guys had some base runners, I think 6 walks. But what did you think of, I guess, once you guys had some opportunity to score, the swings from that point forward once you had some guys on base?
Yeah, I mean, man, we had plenty of opportunity. We really did. There was a theme in those at bats. I mean, I think we expanded a little bit in those at bats. We'd get in a good spot again, right where you want to be to make something happen. We didn't make it happen when the time came. Javier kind of buckled down and seemed like, focused and got his pitches more where he wanted them when he was forced to. And before that, less so. And we were able to find ways on. We did things that we've done much of the year. We found ways to walk. We found ways to get on base. You find a way to get a hit in a spot or two. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to go in the seats. You just find a way to drive a few of those runs home, and then you're right in the ball game at that point. But there was a spread there where we just had a tough time getting close enough to make it. It's always a ball game, but we had a tough time getting it close.
Go over down the right to Jeff.
Rocco, what is it that makes Christian Javier so difficult to hit?
Well, we don't see him very often, so he's not a guy that I have a ton of experience watching throw. Obviously, he's a guy that can get his fastball to places that not every pitcher can get to, and I think when he starts using his fastball, which he always does, you start to adjust to the fastball or try to adjust to the fastball, and that's when his breaking, his slider ends up a weapon. His slider's a weapon because of his fastball. That's kind of the way that it looks as you watch him pitch. And we had a tough time getting on top of the fastball when we had chances to do so, and holding up at the breaking ball. So, I mean, it was one of those days. We discussed this pregame. The Astros did a good job of jumping out there early and finding ways to score some runs. And we were probably we're a ground ball away from being out of that inning or being very close to being out of that inning. A play that we're going to make almost every time, and we didn't make it today, and it ended up leading to those runs being on the board. Overall, it was a difficult day to hit. So them jumping out early was very, very important, and whichever team did that was going to definitely be in the driver's seat because the game times that we have right now and our ballpark make it very difficult to see the ball and to put a lot of good swings on the ball in a row.
Anything else for Rocco? Jerome? On the right?
On Yordan Alvarez, I mean, is it at the point where you guys have to have a different approach or not pitch to him, or do you even believe in such a point?
Well, there can be a point. I think we've seen this with certain guys. I say this sometimes, but I won't go long on the subject of talking about another player playing really well. He's an excellent hitter. We can all see that. We live it out there when we have to go out there and face him. There are times where I think it's very, very much the right play to go out there and pitch to him, and there are other times where it might not be. It's going to depend on the game. It's going to depend on how everything plays out. I thought we actually pitched him fine for much of the game today. He lofted that home run, out there to right field. He finds different ways to find the barrel and make things happen. But he was also the guy, I believe, that hit the ground ball that ended up getting through. And again, I thought we pitched him fine today. He still finds ways to be productive, but I thought we were okay.
Come over on the left, Phil, one more.
Rocco, after how he pitched last week and how worked up he was to pitch well today, how surprised were you by Sonny's difficulties getting through his inning?
Well, we've seen Sonny have so many good starts this year. He's pitched better than he threw today, of course. We've seen it so many times. But again, you start looking at what his game looks like. If you just, if we make the plays that we should make behind him, he's not sitting there giving up, How many runs did he give up? I'm not even sure. 5. If we're sitting here and he gave up 1 or 2, which very, very easily could have been the case if we just make the plays, we're not sitting here saying, we're sitting here saying Sonny gave us a good start. That's what we're sitting here saying. He always competes very well. The intensity was there today, which matters with him. It's not just something that's kind of a side note. It's his ability to focus that makes him special. And he's pitched us. He was one of the guys that have pitched us to this point in the season. And so we're going to let him pitch us to wherever we're going next. So I have no issue leaving the ball in his hands for a little while and letting him go. But again, if we play crisp baseball, we're sitting here and he's probably only given up a run or 2.
All right. Thanks for coming in, Rocco.
Thanks, guys.